Hello everybody, I am currently walking to the Kresge Theater at CMU where I'll be seeing a composer's concert, which is like up and coming composers are performing, and there's 3 of them, so I'm hopefully gonna get an interview with one of the composers. If not, I'll do a performer.
My name is Lucas Sherman. I'm a sophomore here at Carnegie Mellon studying composition. I grew up learning violin, and I picked up saxophone along the way just to learn some new things. And saxophone took me to jazz, which jazz took me to composition. So I've been writing since 6th grade. That's a loaded question.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's a great question. This piece was special to me because it captured how I was feeling, and it's kind of like a story of how I felt coming to Carnegie Mellon, coming to Pittsburgh, just like all the change, and it really put a lot of pressure on me and like who you are before college, and then what everyone's like when we get here, and just kind of like who as a person you are when those two things kind of collide. And that was kind of like the second movement of the piece, and then the first movement, which I wrote later on, was me finding kind of like myself as a composer. And honestly, I just want people to be able to to just listen and kind of piece together what it means for themselves, just how they respond to the music. Music is a really interesting thing because you can say a lot of things without words, and my favorite thing is like when maybe we're talking about music and someone's like, "Oh, were you sad when you wrote this little part, and like this kind of sounds like sad, or this makes me think of this," and we're able to understand human emotion through music, and I think it's a very powerful thing. My goal with my music is to be basically as sarcastic as possible.
I love that.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Because I like to create things that kind of sound like you know where it's going, and then it's like, oh, nope. As for the romantic, it's kind of like, it's feeling, it has to do with personal feelings I've had, but I think that people can relate their own romantic experience to the music, which I think is really fun. I will definitely keep broadening my horizon, just because I think the second movement, which I wrote first, the slower one, it was more safe. I kind of stayed in what's kind of a good place to write for instruments, like for orchestra instruments. It wasn't too challenging, but the first movement was a lot more challenging. It had a lot more techniques, and I'm looking to use more techniques and expand what I'm able to use as a composer.
I'm currently exiting the theater, and for lack of a better word, it was amazing. Like the amount of creativity these people have and the ability to put like what they hear in their head into words. They were all very different pieces, which I really appreciated. You could see the passion of people's faces, like both the composers when they were like, "I'm so excited to show this to you," as well as the actual performers. And I just think that anytime you see someone like incredibly passionate about something, it like draws you in, and I was really drawn in, and I would highly recommend going to student performances. Overall, it was a really great experience, so I wouldn't have done this without this class.